Yeah, note to self. Whenever you come across a kid site with who's made a video, thumbs up it and comment. For God's sake, don't be a dick there too. And the things I've seen in the last, few weeks. I mean, now I'm kind of seeing an overall pattern. There's a lot of kids who need support out there. So if anybody ever watches this, which is doubtful, man, just automatically give the kids a thumb up and say something nice, because as I mentioned in another log, which nobody watches or has watched, what if John Lennon would have got a thumbs down right when he did his first thing, or no thumb at all, maybe worse. So that is one thing, and then I've noticed for me, and I'm going to just hit on every cliche in the book, I guess. This is kind of really for me. Basically, as I'm making all these videos and songs and stuff, I'm keeping a documentary about it, because my goal is to expose 1 million people in a year to my music, and within 2 years be a known musician on YouTube. And I'm making a documentary about that, and I'm parked in an RV in the middle of nowhere, and I was left for dead and couldn't move my hands, and was drinking myself to death not so long ago. And the drinking and drugs actually stopped about 3 years ago, and but it's taken every bit of that time to sort of recover some. And geez, I'm kind of just getting up. I need some tea, but yeah, it's right. Yes, life is a rich tapestry. It's it is a kind of a neat story, and that was, wow, that's hot. And it's all only me. I do another character that's really popular, much more popular than me. That's I'm not. That doesn't hardly make any sense. He's more popular than me. But people, I'm gonna have to. Well, I know why they gravitate towards this character. People just love this guy. But what was I thinking? Oh yeah, I mean, as I was really, really sick with cancer and a thing called trigeminal neuralgia and severe morphine addiction, I mean, things got so bad for me at one time. I didn't own a pair of shoes, and I love boots and cowboy boots and shoes and shit, and it wasn't that I was, well, yeah, I was really, really poor, but that wasn't even the case. I just left them somewhere, and I lost the ability to take care of myself at one point in my life, and it was real, real bad, and that was a result of really being in a tremendous amount of pain, and then prescription drugs, and then just slowly over a 10-year period just sort of spiraling down and not really realizing what was going on. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice story anyway, and I'm doing a nice job on a documentary about it, and I'm going to present it, drop it to 24 frame per second progressive. And I know this all kind of sounds like big dreaming, but I also worked in the music industry for many years at the highest levels, and I've had some mega successes as a person who develops and produces other people and stuff. And I worked under a few different names because I went through a really cool guy phase where I just didn't want to be bothered. I thought I was going to be fucking Brian Eno or something, which didn't happen. So you can Google around, you might find stuff about me. I've mastered more than 11,000 albums, but again, I'm not sure. I used to keep a list of all the credits. There's 100 gold and platinum ones in there. I know that for sure. Much more, I'm sure. But that's kind of a utilitarian job. People give you, mastering engineers don't get Grammys. A lot of times credits, and I wasn't credited a lot. And I used to do graphics, so at 3 in the morning, if you can't fit somebody's name onto the tray card of a CD, that became really fine with me, even if it was my name. I I would be like, that sounds good to me. We have wrestled this text around plenty. Oop, got to turn the air conditioner on. Oh, man, I have lost 33 pounds since I started this thing. So, yeah, what else? Yeah, always give the kids a damn thumbs up. I didn't for so long because when I do, it's blasted all over the internet and onto Facebook. And I hate my Facebook. I hate Facebook. I hate my Facebook page, but they're necessary evils. And my prejudice. I've learned so much about this marketing thing that's going on with my music and the YouTube page. People write me constantly. I'll make a friend request, and I'm really careful to target people that have voiced interest in hearing about new artists and new music, and but there's a thousands of them, and so I'll and this on YouTube, the statistics are dismal. Out of in a 30-day period, out of 1 million people that were contacted with a friend request, just saying, hey, 1% came back, or 10,000 in 30 days. That's only 120,000 hits a year. That's not going to do it for me. So efforts have been quadrupled there, and that's kind of good because I'm posting new videos about once every 5 days now, and man, have they gone over well. I mean, and my work is a lot better because it gives me the feeling that, like, well, somebody's actually going to watch this thing that I spent 6 weeks on. And what else? The other thing, it's been really fantastic. I mean, coming up today will be 13,000 hits and 500 thumbs up on 8 or 10 files, hundreds of comments, thousands of emails. Oh yeah, as far as the thing with the Academy, it's kind of weird because I was one of the designers on the Samuel Goldwyn Theater, where the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences goes to, they thank the Academy people. And then also my ex-girlfriend, one of my ex-girlfriends is a big-time administrator for the Academy. Thank God she really doesn't have any control over what comes in artistically. But you just drop your documentary to 24 frames progressive and a couple other technical rules, and then submit it to them. And part of that also is it in some cases it must have been screened in a theater, and that's pretty simple. Just rent it. People do it all the time. There's so much bullshit in Hollywood, complete just craziness. But just rent a theater and for a weekend and screen your damn movie, and then it's eligible. Take a picture of it and send it to them. But it's since you haven't seen my music work and stuff, because I don't link this site to that one. That's about music. This is about me, and I don't want to piss somebody off over here and then have it draw just a whole other thing. Like, I don't care, negative thumbs or not, but that does draw negative thumbs, that kind of thing. People are that spiteful. Although, and that's how I know, because I have been. I don't like what he said there, I'm going over there and giving him a thumb. It's like such pettiness. But you know what? The thing that has amazed me and tells me that this is a good project I'm doing and in the right place is that, not this one, but my music, is that out of the thousands of people that have shown up, now 13,000 in the last month in a couple of days, the letters of support and the kindness and coolness has been overwhelming, and there has been a grand total of 8 people who just fuck you kind of people. And when I went to the fuck you people pages, it was obvious, like, oh, this guy's just a disaster of a human being. That's all he does, is go around saying fuck you to everybody. Literally, some of them have sites. People constantly set up dummy sites too. Jealous musicians. Somebody sees something and they see, and I know this too because when I had some really good projects before, I would go to somebody, I'd get a friend request or a contact of some kind, and I'd go there and I'd be like, how is this totally mediocre band getting all these hits? Or it would be like, God damn, these guys are getting a lot of hits and they're excellent. And in both cases, I would be pissed and annoyed and jealous sometimes. It'd be like, this ain't cool. But, and I did some research and found out how to do that for myself and so on. So without spamming anybody or bothering anyone, I'm always respectful. But there's no point in making music unless people are going to hear it. But in all things, the old cliche that you come from love or fear. And I've noticed the more support that I give other artists on the net, not just phony, I don't do phony comments or phony likes. I really like stuff and make legitimate comments, but just being there to go, you know what, that guy is actually better than me in a lot of ways, and I really, just better, and I'm good with that. I think that comes from being a certain age and just knowing what you are a lot better and going, well, yeah, he's really good. He's got something to offer, but so do I, and we all do, and there's room for everybody. But it's restored my faith in people. I thought, oh, here comes the barrage of hate on the first day, and because in my other side, a lot more haters, and it's more lonely to see little files that deserve, not mine, but other people. I go there and I'm like, man, some of this stuff is really good, and then to see it sitting there with like 100 hits, 5 likes, 2 dislikes, when it didn't deserve a single dislike. It's like, what? How jealous and petty can people be? People are evil. But this has restored my faith because I get letters. I'm surprised nothing's rolling in right now. It's probably my email program crashed. It's really restored my faith in people. It's the things that I've gotten and the comments and the, just the stuff. The kindness has been overwhelming, and I thought there were just nothing but teenage haters on the internet. I have found out that people who like my music are mainly in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and I'm doing like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin covers. So, I mean, that was new to me, and I've realized, fuck, I'm 49 years old. I mean, until this started, really, I sort of saw myself as 30-ish, and I'm growing the beard. It makes me look older somewhat, and I'm really comfortable with that now. But yeah, I mean, in everything I do, I'm going to come from love or fear, and I can trace every single action I make all day long to I'm coming from love or fear, not only on the internet but in life and everything. And when I come from a place of love, and it sounds very hippie groovy-ish, but everything good around me multiplies, and that's so groovy, cliche-ridden, but man, it's so true. Lately, I'm just, that brush with death and everything that's happened to me, several brushes with death that went on for years, in fact, for me, they make this whole thing a miracle that I'm even here. And the other sort of trippy thing about it is, in this place I am now, alone in the middle of nowhere in an RV that I outfitted for film post-production work, or not post, but location work, I'm sorry, and I can do post in here, as well as audio, is that, I very well may never leave this place alive. And, I'm really good with that. It's like I'm doing what I was born to do, and I'm having the time of my life alone, sort of discovering, like, what I'm capable of with a damn, a webcam, a couple of cameras, and some mics, and some pretty nifty stuff. I mean, I could compete with any recording studio in the world out of this little RV. So, but I've had some practice at it. I knew just what to get. Well, this is coming up on 15. Too damn long. 15:03.